The most feared NFL players. What exactly does feared mean in this story? It's via ESPN.com. What we perceive it to mean is basically, well, they're afraid to play against him, and they're afraid of him, just the person. So, going with the latter, Ndamukong Suh was #1 overall. I believe we have a quick graphic via ESPN.com. He received 61 votes. Ndamukong Suh, 19%. His teammate on the other side of the ball, Calvin Johnson. By the way, before we even go any further, is Calvin Johnson a guy that simply no one can guard? I mean, you're a former NFL player. You played with a few different teams. You've seen a lot of receivers in your day. Is Calvin Johnson one of the best, if not the best you've seen?
Yes.
No doubt.
No doubt. I mean, every attribute you name, he's got. I mean, I feel like some of the, by far the best receivers, I mean, obviously Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, they all have their own, like Randy Moss work ethic. I mean, here we go.
I'm not trying to light a fire. I'm not trying to light a fire. I'm kidding.
Jerry Rice, work ethic, hands, routes, but he's not size-wise. You got Randy Moss, maybe not work ethic, but so athletic and jump. So he's got all these in one. So I mean, it's only time will tell. But right now, he's probably the most intimidating receiver.
All right,
I mean, jumps over 3 people at one time.
Right. Well, it's the Cowboys, though. If we can, put up the graphic very quickly one more time so we could review the last few. J.J. Watt was 7.5. Patrick Willis, who, by the way, Jason Whitlock tweeted it out maybe a week ago, in the Packers game, actually, so roughly a week ago. And he basically said, man, Navarro Bowman has surpassed Patrick Willis so quickly. And Patrick Willis just looks somewhat overrated. I agree with him somewhat. Navarro Bowman has surpassed him. Patrick Willis may be going down a little bit, so him being in here is a little questionable. Peyton Manning, 6.6. How can you possibly fear Peyton Manning? He seems like a teddy bear. James Harrison, Adrian.
On the field or just off the field?
Adrian Peterson.
If I saw James Harrison off the field, he's #1. I'm scared of you.
Do you remember when he did the spread in ESPN with the guns and everything? That scared the shit out of me.
James Harrison's the first name that came to mind before the graphic even came up.
But
then that's the thing. I think, I don't know the specifics to which they asked this question, but it's to who you fear to play, as far as you might lose them, you can't beat them, or because Ndamukong Suh, I never say the man's name correctly. I mean, he's also considered one of the dirtiest players. So is it that because the way they hit you, because he's going to snatch your face around, he's going to hit you in the knee? What is it that they're saying is they're fearing of these guys?
Well, basically, they fear Ndamukong Suh kicking you in the balls, a la Matt Schaub, I think is what it is.
He has a good point, because I feel like, what are they fearing? Because if we're going off just straight game, not like dirtiness or play, I'm fearing Peyton Manning the most out of all of them. If we're going for just straight gameplay, I'm scared.
Not Adrian Peterson?
No. But more than Peyton Manning? No.
On the defensive side of the ball, you don't fear Adrian Peterson?
You can't. I don't think you can stop Adrian Peterson.
How?
He's been stopped. When has Peyton Manning really been stopped? When has Peyton Manning really been stopped? Unless maybe like playoff game. We'll talk about that. But
Jaguars nearly did.
Yeah, we mean like overall just having a horrible game.
I'm scared.
Because everyone's had a bad game, and he tends to either has a great game. We're talking Peyton Manning again.
Right, sure.
A great game, or just okay. The worst he gets is an okay game.
Okay, so
they only put up 14.
So we could agree on this. On the field is probably Peyton Manning. Off the field, you said James Harrison.
I said Jason Harrison too.
Oh, you both said James Harrison. Interesting.
He just looks a little off. Like I'm just gonna go make a big bubble around him.
Because
like if you see his interviews and you see how talk,
I've seen him on Hard Knocks.
Be like, I mean, he's a very intelligent guy, but he just feels like he's got that crazy in him, in his eyes, and I just don't want to.
And then so I think he has the combination.
Is he crazy eyes killer? Is that what he said?
You never seen those crazy? Those guys are just like
it's a little crazy reference.
He's just like
Mike Singletary looked crazy.
I don't want to make him mad type thing. Like I'm just gonna.
Mike Singletary did look a little crazy.
Yeah,
he did.
So the thing, but he's also good. So you get that he's good and he does it clean, so you don't call him a dirty player.
Right.
But if he hits you like he did, I forget the receiver's name for the Browns who would knock the hell out.
Yeah,
Mohamed
dumped him, and that was considered a dirty play later. But at the time, you're like, oh.
He did Colt McCoy the same.
Yeah,
I was going to say, Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy got concussed and he went back in that game.
So he hits guys, knocks them out of games, and we see it as legal when he does it. And he does it so well. So it's a little bit of everything. Peyton Manning does these things well and to beat you, but then he's not going to hit you too.
He's not going to do dirty plays. Yeah. So
I'm trying to think of one person that I probably wouldn't want to mess with, but the fact is, I wouldn't want to mess with any of them.
Yeah.
So on the field, I would probably say Ndamukong Suh. I agree with that. Off the field, I guess we'll be unanimous with James Harrison. I really can't think of one guy that would be like, oh man.
I feel like on the field, James Harrison as well. Yeah. That's what's so crazy about
dark visor too. He was a dark visor. You don't even see. You're just like, this guy's.
But you said he could get fined for dark visors.
Yeah, you can.
You get fined every game for wearing a dark visor. So Julius Peppers has been fined every single time he stepped on the field.
Unless he's got a doctor's note that says something where it's light sensitive to his eyes, so they give him a tinted visor. But no NFL player is allowed to wear a tinted visor.
So LaDainian Tomlinson got fined every single time.
I'll tell you
Unless
what,
they found like I said, unless they found something, unless they found a loophole. But you get fined. You for sure get fined.
I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm going to find a doctor that's going to give me that note.